Did you know that passing gas about 8 to 14 times in a single day is considered to be normal? Did you know that if a person passes gas for about 22 times in a day, it is still considered in the normal range? Well, first let's understand whether or not this gas means something to us. If there is gas that is trying to pass out of our body, it's not a very unnatural thing. Every living organism, whether it is a small bacteria or a human being or any animal on this planet, in this universe, must pass gas. However, the problem is when the gas is in excess. The problem happens when it is excessively smelly with a foul smell, or just the instances of passing gas is just too much. That is a case of problem. So, whenever there is an excess gas, it is because of indigestion maybe. So, when there is indigestion, what does indigestion lead to? Indigestion can cause constipation. Indigestion can cause excessive gas. Indigestion can cause acidity. Indigestion can lead to acid reflux. Indigestion can also lead to bacterial overgrowth into your body. This bacterial overgrowth is not good for your body because it is a concern. It is a concern as far as your gut health or your digestive health is concerned. This excessive bacteria inside your intestines can lead to serious diseases such as colitis, or a Crohn's disease, or it can lead to a SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or it can lead to a celiac disease, sometimes even cancer. Imagine this condition. There is food that you have consumed, whether it was refined or whether it was processed or it was ultra processed, or sometimes it could just be excessive food that you consumed. Sometimes it could even be food that you consumed in the wrong time. Say for example, you ate something very late in the night and you had a heavy dinner. This is not going to get completely digested into your stomach, and hence this undigested food is going to sit there. It's going to lie there. Now imagine a situation. In your intestines, there is indigested food. This is neither passing forward through your colon, nor is it able to digest itself completely because it is lying there in your intestines, stuck to your intestinal walls. Now, it is going to attract a lot of bad bacteria. So, there are good bacteria in your gut and there are bad bacteria in your gut. When you give the wrong kind of food, the bad bacteria have more food to eat, and hence your bad bacteria start increasing in number. This imbalance, when your bad bacteria increases and your good bacteria decreases, is a state of dysbiosis. This state of dysbiosis is not good for your hormonal health, for your overall health. It can lead to any disease at a later point in time. So if you have bacterial overgrowth into your body, what does this bacterial overgrowth do? Bacteria also give out gas. Every living organism gives out gas. So when this bacteria is giving out gas in the form of ammonia, now this ammonia can be good for the body, but in excess can be very bad for the body. It is like saying that everything in your body needs to be in balance, whether it is the good bacteria versus the bad bacteria, or it is the right quantum of this ammonia, or let's say for example uric acid. Uric acid is also required in your body. The problem is when it is in excess. So whether it is the balance between the calcium and the magnesium into your body, or it is the balance between sodium and potassium into your body, or whether it is the balance between oxygen and carbon dioxide, vitamins and minerals, amino acids versus fatty acids, inflammation and oxidation, hormones and enzymes, or just the water level to be in balance into your body. Everything is required to be in balance. Even carbon dioxide, which we usually called as a waste gas, is not always supposed to be waste. It is required by your body. Did you know that your blood vessels will absolutely start shrinking and will suffer on your circulation if you do not have enough carbon dioxide into your body? It is this carbon dioxide that is required in your body to keep your blood vessels dilated And if that is not the case, this shrinking is going to create a huge problem as far as your circulation is concerned. And hence, there is a balance required into your body. But this indigestion can lead to an imbalance in many ways. So what happens when there is indigestion? With this indigestion, of course, you are building a lot of toxins inside your body. When there is excessive toxin accumulation, your gases are increasing because of the bad bacteria. This gases increasing leads to dryness into your body. And when your body is becoming dry, it is directly attributed to the Vata Rog. According to Ayurveda, there are three doshas into our body. One is the Vata Rog, second is the Pitta Rog, and third is the Kapha Rog. So this Vata Rog is directly correlated to the amount of dryness into your body or the amount of gas into your body. Some people may get this gas because of eating at the wrong time. Some people may get this gas because of eating a lot of raw content. It's a very small number of people although, but some small number of people do have a problem when they consume a lot of raw. And hence it is suggested for such people to have steamed food, boiled food, or just cooked food. Some people who are used to consuming a lot of meat into their diet will also face certain problems when it comes to indigestion and excessive gas creation. Now, meat is not always the easiest to digest. As we age after 40s, our digestion starts becoming a little weaker. And when our digestion starts becoming a little weaker, our dependence on meat as food should also reduce because your body is not able to digest it as strongly as it did before. And hence, when these gases start building up into your body, it must be released. It must be released either downwards or upwards. When it is released downwards, we call it farting. When it is released from upwards, we call it burping. Now, it is always better for your body to release it from down instead of your gas coming upwards and coming up as burping. But this burping is also of two types. Did you know that there is one type of burp which is your satisfaction burp? So when you sit down for your meals, the first time in between your meals when you get a small little burp, that is your satisfaction burp. It is trying to tell you that you have enough food in your stomach, you do not need more. It is also called Trupti Dakar. That means your body has reached the satisfaction. You need to stop now. So say for example, it is a mixer grinder in which you've added a lot of contents. It is so full to the brim and now when you're trying to grind it, the machine is not working. Why is the machine not working? Because it is so full that it has no space in between to actually churn. The same thing happens with your stomach. When you consume too much or over the limit, your body is not able to digest better. It is not able to absorb the nutrients. It is not able to assimilate better. And hence, indigestion is very common. When you get that first Trupti Dakar or the satisfaction hunger, it is a signal that you need to stop eating now. When the burps increase in excess, it is a signal that this is indigestion. As I said, it is always important that your gas gets moved downwards instead of it coming upwards and getting passed as burping. So when the gas is getting passed from downwards, it is because of the presence of Apan Vayu into your body. Now this Apan Vayu is what makes sure that the gas is not circulating all over your body and is easily getting released from down. If this Apan Vayu inside our body reduces, then there is a lot of other issues that crop up. It is a very natural process for Apan Vayu to make sure that the gas is released from downwards. But we humans do some things that are wrong that make this Apan Vayu stop its functioning. What are those wrong things that we do? It could be our lifestyle choices. It could be certain wrong eating habits. Let's take them one by one. The first condition, each time you try to suppress the call of nature, you are making sure that your Apan Vayu is reducing. So say for example, you are into a public place. You feel the urge of passing gas, but you are holding on. You're holding on tight into your body. And now this gas is not able to release, nor is it able to get utilized into your body. So it is only circulating inside your body. This is called trapped gas. This trapped gas is extremely fatal because this trapped gas gets circulated inside your body. If it goes and hides in between your joints, you will start having joint related problems after a few years. This trapped gas can also lead to heart attacks. This trapped gas can also lead to knee surgeries. This trapped gas can lead to pancreas related problems. This trapped gas can lead to kidney related problems. This trapped gas can also lead to ulcers or colitis related conditions. So whenever you get an urge to pass gas, do it. If it requires you to move aside and step out of your meeting room, do it. But do not suppress your gas. Whenever you get an urge to urinate, you should not suppress it, because suppressing it will also lead to bacterial overgrowth, which can lead to gases. Whenever you get the urge to pass motions, don't stop it because you want to do it after that Netflix episode gets over. Do not suppress the nature's call. Whenever you get the urge, move out of your meeting rooms. Excuse yourself for some time. It is necessary to attend to the call of nature whenever it comes to you. If not, it will only give a signal for your Apan Vayu to reduce its function, and when that reduces, you're heading for disasters. The second reason why your Apan Vayu will reduce is the stale food that you eat. Now, according to Ayurvedic texts, it is said that any food that is cooked more than 3 hours ago is going to give you tamasic energy. Now, we are into this fast moving generation. We believe in meal prepping because somebody has told us that fridge makes sure that your food does not get spoiled. All right. Fridge is making sure that your food is not getting spoiled, but fridge is not responsible for maintaining the vitality of the food. So when your ancient texts are telling you that after eating this food that is prepared more than 3 hours ago, you will get tamasic energy, it is reducing of that vitality of that food. And when the vitality gets reduced, you consuming that food after many hours or after a day or maybe after 2 days or 3 days is going to create dullness into your body. What is dullness? Isn't it directly attributed to tamasic energy? That is the correlation between modern science and ancient wisdom. I know in today's generation, when people are going to work, it is not possible to eat it within 1.5 hours, 2 hours or 3 hours. But you can at least cook it in the morning, you can store it in airtight containers and eat it in the lunchtime. Do not delay it further. The third reason when your Apan Vayu will drastically reduce or not function properly is because of eating very late food. So when you are consuming your food at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock in the night, when your pancreas has already shut down, be rest assured that any solid food that you consume at this time is never going to get fully digested. So eating late food or eating a heavy meal late in the night is absolutely, definitely going to lead to indigestion. And this indigestion is of course going to lead to either a constipation or your gases or bacterial overgrowth. And it is a signal that this habit is now going to make your Apan Vayu function lesser and lesser than before. The next reason why your Apan Vayu will reduce is because of binge eating. When you are eating too much or you are eating at very frequent intervals, starting with your breakfast, then you are eating a mid-meal, then you are eating a lunch, then you are having a snack, then you took an evening something, then you ate a dinner, and after dinner you are eating something else again, post-dinner snack. All of this binge eating is actually only for the taste. It is only emotional. It is not your real hunger. So do not make it a habit. Binge eating will also make sure that your Apan Vayu reduces and hence leads to indigestion, gases, bacterial overgrowth and other problems. Another reason why your Apan Vayu will reduce is because of eating the wrong food. So when you are consuming ultra processed food, packaged food, refined food, street food, junk food, fried food, well, yes, it is an indication that you may be heading in this direction. So do your bit in ensuring that you adopt healthy practices, because these healthy practices are not just to make you feel good or the right things to do. These healthy practices are carving out your own future in terms of your own health. Remember, If this apan vayu reduces or it continues to stop its functioning or reduce its functioning, you are heading for these gases to be trapped inside your body, where your body is not able to release the gases, nor is it getting utilized into your body, so it is now circulating in your body. What happens when these gases keep circulating into your body? When these gases are getting circulated, it's going to lead to certain aches or muscle pains or some joint pains, frequent inflammation. This inflammation in the long run can become from acute to chronic, and this chronic inflammation can lead to various autoimmune diseases as well. I hope this was helpful. I hope this gave you an indication that how disastrous just a small little thing like indigestion can be. We believe that it's a small little thing, it will manage on its own, your body is going to take care of itself. But remember, we are also making a habit. Your colon is an organ of habit. Your gut is also based on habit. Your body, entire body, every single cell in your body functions based on your habit. So don't make habits which are not going to give you fruits in the long run. I hope this was useful to you. Whenever there is a case of indigestion, whenever there is a case of gas, remember it is a signal that your body is telling you stop eating. It is a signal that your body is telling you start fasting. It is a signal that your body is telling you do intermittent fasting. It is a signal that your body is telling you to do detoxification. Maybe certain practices like enema may help. It is a signal that your body requires a hot and cold compress. It is a signal that your inflammation is increasing and you really need to pay attention to this. So if this content was useful to you, please like, share and subscribe. For you, it is just a click of a button. But for me, it takes a long way in proceeding with this channel and taking this channel forward. I look forward for your comments and hearing from each one of you. I promise to reply to each one of them. Till we meet again in another video. Namaste.